So hello, my name is Tanner Merlo, and as Nick just said, I am part of the Chelsea High School New Gen Peace Project, along with many others. So, as he said, Chelsea High School New Generation Peace Builders. Our group is made up of members of three of our school's key service-oriented clubs: Student Government, Peer Helpers, and Key Club. Today, at the United Celebration, we are sharing our peace project that we designed and implemented to address an issue in our local community of Chelsea. Our goal was a team project that bridges, binds, and knits communities together. This, in turn, reinforces a sense of belonging that, in turn, promotes positive mental health. So, why is this project important to us, and why do we care? In a society of more and more social isolation, including among youth, it's important than ever to create and reinforce a sense of connection. Researchers call it social capital. More specifically, as a community gets larger, the feeling of intimacy and belonging shrinks. There are signs that this has been happening in Chelsea. The city of Chelsea has been founded upon being close knit and being there for your neighbors. But from 2010 to 2019, Chelsea became one of the fastest growing cities in Shelby County and Alabama. This trend coincides with growth of online communications and social media. A small suburban town like Chelsea feels the impact of these shifts. People, and young people especially, spend time online and become disconnected behind computer screens and mobile phones. It's desensitizing to lose opportunities to see people as humans with important feelings and experiences. We saw a need to help Chelsea hold on to its small town appeal and tight knit community. We saw that as Chelsea grows, the degree of connectedness gets smaller. Before we know it, we could find ourselves in isolating anomaly similar to large cities.
Our project began with the idea that we could help the people of Chelsea create and maintain a new sense of unity and Chelsea pride, a culture of people who care for those around them just as the founders intended. Our project to create Chelsea High School Hall of Fame was designed to highlight citizens and their tireless efforts to positively impact our community. The hope is to inspire others to take pride in their community and honor it by reaching their full potential. The overall goal was to use Chelsea High School Hall of Fame as the mechanism to exhibit and reinforce Chelsea community identity. The Chelsea High School SGA honored citizens for their efforts that they used to create the city that Chelsea is today. By honoring them, we highlight what it means to live in Chelsea and what the founders wanted Chelsea to become. We also saw that a Hall of Fame would involve a lot of powerful figures in the community and local school system. We expanded our goal to use an event to raise awareness of issues facing youth and call on these influential figures to make a difference. We presented event guests with data on the state of students' mental health right now and how mental health can be treated. We also brought up the importance of good mental health and the benefit it brings. One of the many ways to create a better mental health is through community building and create a sense of belonging. So through the event of promoting people who have created a better community, the SGA presented the problem of mental health to influence people and gave them a solution, which is to create more community in Chelsea. This circle of seeing a problem of mental health, remedying the problem with a creation of community, and then honoring the people who made a difference in the community is exactly what Chelsea High School Hall of Fame was intended to do. Our team has addressed the disconnect between youth and the community and its efforts and its effects on mental health in Chelsea as a whole. We worry that many will simply fall back. In fact, several studies concerning social sciences have begun to notice the effects of suburban isolation. Suburban isolation describes the effects of suburbia's increased dependence on automobile transportation, lack of common areas, and the enforced ideals of individual living spaces, which causes feelings of disconnectedness and unbelonging. So what happened? We held the Chelsea High School Hall of Fame ceremony on April 27th. Our Hall of Fame inductees included 6 different members of the Chelsea community, all who have made a large impact. Each recipient was based on 6 different awards: athletic, fine arts, academic, community, faculty, and heritage. Over 70 people attended. What we sought and were fortunate enough to secure was financial support from both small and large businesses within Chelsea. School board administrators and Chelsea City Council members were also present at the event.
At the event, we included a presentation about the link between mental health, community, and peace. In other words, individual positive well-being creates a stronger engagement within the community, which then creates stronger bonds with other individuals. A sense of community is the bridge between mental health and positive peace. defined as creating conditions of well-being for all. By presenting this information in such a prestigious event, we reinforce that mental health is no longer taboo. It is instead something the community can work towards together. We do not want the Chelsea Hall of Fame to be a once and done event. We already have plans for a future second event, and we are using the momentum of the Hall of Fame ceremony as an anchor from which to expand the awareness through a Chelsea High School Impact Day, a student-led event bringing together students from all backgrounds. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, only freshmen and sophomores were able to take part in our Impact Day in April. Peer helpers led discussions concerning biases and cliques in hope of breaking down barriers and opening students up to new relationships and ideas. This also exposed students to various types and styles and the diversity of student leaders at Chelsea High School. Through Impact Day, we will build up the strength and knowledge of mental health within the community. After lessons and games and interactions within Impact Day, we will give information on social and emotional knowledge and how interconnected communities further peace. Even though the 2020 to 2021 school year was one of the hardest, as student leaders, we were energized to promote dynamic concepts. Chelsea High School student organizations have done more this year than at any time in the past decade.
But how are we effective? That's an important question. That's why we designed our project with pre and post surveys to ask basic questions that gather information and measure any changes in awareness, understanding, and behavior. Our plan included making it easy to access and complete through tablets. We will also be intentional about achieving participation by a diverse group of people. Our analysis was designed to assess changes in the level of interconnectedness. We partnered with the peer helpers to collect hard data to gauge the effects of an open-minded and supportive community. We also asked students if they felt that they could make an impact at Chelsea High School. Initially, many students were neutral, as you can see in the graphs, but through Impact Day, we highlighted cases of leadership and the value of closer bonds. The data shows that student attitudes changed to such a level that the majority began to perceive that they could make a difference at Chelsea High School, and the feeling of community involvement grew. We measured the ability to make a difference, connectedness, and pride. After Impact Day, there was a positive increase from 1.9% to 14.1% in those who felt that they were well connected, and a decrease in people who didn't feel connected with the community. We are motivated to see that through focused leadership, we can fulfill Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This concept organizes the needs of a person in order of importance, beginning with physiological and safety needs such as food, water, shelter, and security, and moving upward towards the self-actualization goal once these basic needs are met. Our project aimed to fulfill the next need, love and belonging, including a sense of membership, influence, fulfillment of needs, or shared emotional connection, because especially in a growing community that without effort could become a collection of individuals that withdraw or isolate themselves. So how do we hope that our project is of benefit to you? We hope that we've demonstrated that a desire for community exists in each of us. It takes an open mind to expand our sense of community and who belongs. It takes proactive outreach to achieve it. There are many aspects of our project that can be replicated by any community that wants to reinforce a common purpose and attitude of uplifting others. At the core is any initiative you can undertake that honors the people around you and good that they will create around us. As an identity of connectedness grows, people are positively attracted, and you don't have to present only the best aspects of the identity. You can share the challenges and struggles of what needs to be improved. That builds a sense of community too. And last but not least, you can trust that young peace builders will lead the way.